This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today we play Mono Red. We play Mono Red, but it's not the Mono Red that you're used to. It's the fun one, the Timmy one, the Big Red. The deck that tries to play really large, explosive, powerful cards with lots of mana. So let's get into it. What is bringing us back to Big Red? It's Crackle with Power for X, X, and X, and a red sorcery. This deals 5 damage, 5 times X damage to each of up to X targets. So the shortcuts are for 5 mana, you get 5 damage to something. For 8 mana, you get 10 damage to 2 different somethings. And for a lot more, what is it, 3, 3, 3, 9, 10, 11, you get the straight up 20, right? Because, let's see, no, 3 times... Things are hard, okay? 3 times 5 is 15, so you get 15 to a bunch of things. But anyway, the main idea with Crackle with Power here is that we're going to ramp, we're going to generate a lot of mana with cards like Ironcrag Feat that adds you a burst of 7 mana, and we're going to totally wreck the opponent's board with it, and maybe eventually, as the game drags on and gets into the late game, go face. And the Big Red Shell otherwise is mostly unchanged by new cards. We've got a Biblioplex here. We've still got Ironcrag Feat into Ugin, which is really exciting. We've got Solemn Simulacrum to get more lands. We've got Ox to keep drawing cards and to be good against rogues. Soulseer is necessary at this point because of indestructible cards from the mono white deck, the Selfless Savior and the Lovestruck Beast. 4 Fire Prophecies and 4 Bone Crusher Giants keep the opponent on their toes and fight off those pesky early cards. Maze Mind Tome helps stitch your combos and card advantage together, since cards like Ironcrag Feat don't produce card advantage on their own. And we've got some fun lands. We've got 1 Field of Ruin, we've got 4 Crawling Barrens, we've got a Biblioplex in case we go empty-handed, we've got a Spikefield Hazard, a Valakut Awakening, and 4 Shatterskull Smashings to have lands that are also useful as spells in the late game, because we tend to get a lot of lands, but then it's very dangerous because you may flood out. So I expect this deck to have reasonable matchups against the aggro decks of the format. Ramping into Ugin absolutely crushes the mono white decks, and ramping, like, it's a little bit harder against mono red, but I'm down. I think we can try to fight mono red with all these removal spells and then go over the top with Ugin. Against rogues, Ox needs to carry. Against Emergent Ultimatum, we need them to be a little cavalier in their ultimatums. We can clean up a board with Planeswalkers and such by using Ironcrag Feat into Ugin. What we have a lot of trouble with is either somebody who understands that that's our game plan and instead uses Seagate Restorations to draw a bunch of cards or things of that nature. And we also have trouble with a Vorinclex when it's on the field, and we don't have an easy, quick answer to it. So we need to have things like double Fire Prophecy or Soulseer Bone Crusher Giant available if they get the Vorinclex. So that matchup's hard and probably not very winnable, but the deck itself, I think, will have a lot of interesting matchups, and I want to play with Crackle with Power. So today's video is dedicated to Bad Zemus? Eximus? I'm not sure, but that's me trying to read names on the internet. I am a fail. Thank you for becoming a Cool Kids Club member by hitting the join button below. For $4.99 a month, you get access to my Twitch VODs posted ad-free on YouTube, so you can use features you like 2x speed and things like that to watch the VODs. That's for members only. You also get access to my deck lists at least a day early before other people do, so if you want to get a head start with what I'm playing, that's a way to go. And yeah, it supports the channel. I appreciate it very much. So thank you. Hit the join button below if you are interested. And we buy a cosmetic in the honor of the person who is the dedication. So what are we buying today? I already checked the store. There wasn't very much good. I could buy Crackle with Power, which is kind of on theme for the deck, but it's a mythic, it's expensive, and it's also probably only going to get played in this deck, let's be real. Oh, I didn't introduce the second star of the show, the 1 Brash Taunter. So the thing with the Brash Taunter is if you have this on the field, any damage dealt to it is dealt to the opponent. So if you Crackle with Power for 7, you can deal 10 damage to the opponent's face and 10 to the Taunter for a perfect 20 to the dome. Will it ever happen? Probably not. It's kind of a meme, and if you don't have the Taunter, you don't have to run it. But there you go. I'm going to pick up a Biblioplex today. This Biblioplex is a good cosmetic purchase for me. I'm definitely going to run nonsense like this. All right, let's dive in. Speaking of nonsense, let's let the nonsense begin. Nick Knock, number 417. Battle of the top 400. We've got a little red source. We got some fire prophecies. Our opponent has no companion. They do send the purple love, however. Well done. And no, not anything but that. And on the play, too. It had to be on the play where our fire prophecy won't hit it when they play another card. Well, yay. Complete with a +1/+1 counter on the Savior. So do we wait and see if they target themselves with the Aspirant? I think we wait and see what they target. All right. Let's play out the Barons. Say go. Too many colorless sources right now. Even if we drew an Ironcrag Feat, we're never going to cast it if all of our lands happen to be colorless. All right, great. Cool. Really fun. So let's put one of these away for now. Tome. Tome is slow. Tome is bad. Can't beat the Indestructibles, man. It had to be Fire Prophecies in hand, and it had to be on the draw. Complete with Rimrock Knight. Okay. Oh, got him. Okay, sweet. Sweet. Target creature loses Indestructible right through your Selfless Savior. But do we have to save it for Winoda? Oh my god. All right. I hate this player. We're not cool at all. We're not cool at all. They keep cheating. Don't do it. Don't sack the dog. Don't do it. Gotta read the card. Okay. Okay. So, what do you think they'll tax? The Fire Prophecy is fine because we have the mana to play it. Not much else to do. The Ugin, they can kind of exile the Ugin from the game, but we were eager to get rid of it anyway, honestly, because we're just not doing anything with it. We can't cast Ironcrag Feed even if we draw it because we drew all colorless lands, which is Shuffler's fine. That's what it is. Maybe taking the Tome isn't a bad idea. It's sort of... Okay, it sort of permanently exiles it because now it's just too expensive and unwieldy to play, and we are really priced into doing better things than that. It's a good mountain off the top. Let's start playing them in case we draw the Ironcrag Feat. We're at 13. If our opponent plays Winoda, we probably lose anyway, but we can Fire Prophecy the Savior or the Spellbinder. Let's see what they do. God, these dogs. Like, how many times are they just going to eat all of my sweet removals? Huh? Every times. That's the answer. Every times. They're just so popular right now. The Winoda decks have blown up. The mono white decks are good. Yep. Okay. Cool. Let's see if we can get them to target the dog instead of the Spellbinder. They target the Spellbinder. They know about this. Like, there's no secret here. So one less puppers. Like, playing another land here and playing Ox, I guess, might be the play, but we really need something better than that. Down to 9, but now our removal might work. Crackle with Power. That kills one thing. I guess we have to kill one thing. Does 5 times X, so 5 damage. That's you. Bang! Got him. Got him, got him, got him. Now we just have another must-kill threat hanging out here. And they just found land number 4. That's Blade Historian, most likely. Could also be Winoda, but... Alright, we didn't get Blade Historian. They're setting up for Winoda instead. No, where's the Ugin? Oh, we don't have the mana for it anyway. So what's the play? I think we just jam the Ox. Smashing is going to be a turn too slow. The 4th Crawling Barons, the Shuffler proving its epic fineness. Yay. How about a whiff, huh? Can we get a little whiffsies? Maybe a whiff? Can we get a whiff? You're kidding. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we block here. Go to 4. Untap. Cast the smashing. We need the triple red anyway. All right. You're telling me there's a chance. On the downside, they just put a whole bunch of non-humans on the bottom. Which means that there are humans near the top. And they don't suck. All right, 8 cards in graveyard. We need 1 more. And we have a Field of Ruin to bring back the Ox. We're still in this in shocking fashion. We're hanging in there. The Tome, huh? You could also Biblioplex the land. That's not as good as playing the field. The real thing I'm wondering, am I supposed to play the Tome? Am I supposed to play the Tome? Because I could definitely draw removal spells or things like that. We're not necessarily dead next turn. Most of my removal spells are 2. There are a couple that are 3. Playing this Tome might be very greedy. I'm not going to do it. I can play this Tome if I have nothing else to do with my mana. I'm discarding the Tome. Disciplined decision. From somebody who loves the frickin' Tome. One of the hardest decisions of my life. What would you do? Let me know in comments. All right, and we found some removal, and we have Crackle on the horizon to close this game. Do we do it now? I guess we let the opponent make their play. They're probably not going to run something like a Fight as One in a deck like this. It needs all the creatures for the Winoda. No, no, bad dog. Down, boy. No, no. Don't you be doing that to me. All right. Oh, the taunts. That's just lethal next turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, so that's 10, 15. We just play the taunter. Yeah. Okay, oh my god, we're gonna do it. Opponent loves this. I understand. We just need to survive. Just need to make it a turn. Oh my lord. Come on, baby. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Does it actually work? Does it actually work? I didn't think I'd get to do it in the first game. Oh. End the video. End the video. Retire from Magic. Big poggies. Well, that's it. Now I just need to stall to complete the appropriate amount of watch time. That's the new mission. That's the new mission. We're just gonna rope every turn, every single one. This hand is fine. On the play, I almost wish it was on the draw. I'm a little concerned that I'm not going to draw the lands. It's actually asking a lot to keep a 2-lander and curve to 4. It's pretty unlikely, so we're probably going to miss a land drop here. The Giants are going to have to hold it together. Hopefully our opponent doesn't play a 3 toughness card. Just laugh in my face. Oh, Crackle with power. Oh, wow. I never knew this was what I needed in my life. A red card that deals X damage. Okay. Opponent, thank you for helping me fill watch time, but really? Come on now. It's just a Fabled Passage, Crack. That is not the draw you're looking for. Although, I guess it combines with the Crackle, so who knows. But all eyes on the deck for a land. Keeping 2 landers on the play, you can't expect to curve out past... Like, you can hope to get to 3. Hoping to get to 4 is being really ambitious. So, it's kind of on me. But hopefully we get to stomp some things. Professor of blah blah blahs. Let's let them make their decision on the learning. Looks like 2 Winodas in a row. Maybe this is... Like, Winoda isn't... I don't know. So here's the thing. You look at the stats, MTG Assistant, download link in the description. And where's Winoda on here? It's like 6% of meta. And there's also another version that's like 5%, but it involves Speaker of the Heavens and probably the Blade Historian. So really, not that much of meta, but 60% average win rate. And in Mythic, it's everywhere. Like, it really does feel like the people who played it early and really got on it got to Mythic no problem, and now they're just carrying the torch for the deck and playing it every day, because it's a lot more of Mythic than I think it is at any other step of the ladder. And that, you know, that'll catch on more. There's a league weekend. The pros are going to play some standard this weekend. Maybe a few of them will play Winoda, and they'll put a spotlight on the fact that the deck's actually kind of busted. All right. I think we solemn here. If we shoot the Bone Crusher Giant at either one of these, then they sacrifice one to save the other. We could also say go, and if they play a Winoda, we can kill one with the Bone Crusher Giant and limit their hits to 1. I feel like that's playing to lose, though. So I'm going to cast the Solemn. We will have Ironcrag Feet into Crackle on the table very quickly. And this is what, 7 mana, 8. Like, doing this for 7 is 10 damage to 2 targets. So it can at least try to clean up a board if they tap out for a Winoda here. We also have to decide whether or not to attack our opponent. And I think I don't, because if our opponent plays Winoda or Blade Historian, we want to be able to eat their creatures, and I don't have to be in a rush to kill them. Given time, we take over the game. We're the one with the Ugin. There's land number 4. Guys, they did it. They hit 4 land drops, but no Winoda. Okay, interesting. They're instead going to try to power up these bounties. I guess if they're not under pressure, they can really accumulate some things. We want to hang on to the feet and hopefully just draw Ugin and finish this. They are thinking, though. I can't tell if they're just thinkers or if they actually have something going on. Like if they want to tag team a bounty and a Bone Crusher Giant or something. Tome? So we could play the Tome. I think we play the Tome. We try to watch for a tap out from our opponent where we could Bone Crusher Giant, and if not, we draw cards. So we're in somewhat of a stalemate. Tome can help break that, because we can be getting ahead on cards while we stare at each other. Perfect. They tapped out, so we get to kill either the Aspirant or one of the bounties. Killing a bounty makes a Winoda worse. They didn't go for Winoda last turn when we were tapped out, so I'm going to go for the Aspirant. And we'll see if that turns out to be a good idea or a bad idea. There's a card. Nice. Although it doesn't work against the bounties. Okay, so now they're a Winoda gamer. Come at me, bro. Whiff. RNG. RNG. Yeah, okay. All right, no Palos. No Palos. Okay, they hit another Winoda. These having double strike is massive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. Sounds fun. What's the best thing to leave on the field? Is it the Blade Historian? Because attacking on its own doesn't trigger another Winoda. And we can block it with our Bone Crusher, but we're trading Bone Crusher here. If we kill both of these and they still have a bounty, they can trigger another Winoda on the next attack. So I think I need to try to keep my Bone Crusher Giant. We still could lose to a backup Winoda, though. All right. Owie. All right, let's scry. Come on, Ugin. We're going to scry again on upkeep and shoot for Ugin. Ugin is the big solution. Come on, Ugin. Come on, buddy. Do it. Okay, double feet. Does mean that drawing another Ugin in the future isn't bad. So this is 7 mana, so we kill these two, leave this. Or kill these two, leave this. We're dead to a bounty off the top. We can block and trade with this. We could leave the Winoda alone because it's legendary. And then kill it the next turn. But this isn't a lethal threat on its own. I don't know, this is tough, because part of me says to kill this, or else it will just protect a lethal threat the next turn. But I think we have to go for the 2 bigger targets. I don't know, this could definitely cost me. Let's see what the follow-up is. Stomp my face. Wow. Wow. Nice to know that nothing I did mattered. Just wow. All right, we go first. The Bone Crusher Invitational continues. We're up against Yorion, but we have feet into Ugin, which could help us win the match, depending on how, you know, how hard they go on ultimatums and if they don't duress us. Okay, what have you got? See that? They've got something. For 1 black. Erebos' Intervention, I guess. Field of Ruin. Me confused. Foretell? Me very confused. The Field of Ruin in particular, it's like, you know, Crawling Barrens is usually good against them. But we had to come up against some clown with Field of Ruin in their deck. Okay. I think they're playing a very different deck than I expect. Like, big black. Big black versus big red. Tale as old as time. We also have a Field of Ruin we can draw into. They might have more fields than we do. It's going to be very hard to kill a Crawling Barrens. But we're getting ahead on land. Let's see if they have their 4th land. There's the Intervention. We get to draw, which is nice. Ox. I'm thinking we just Ugin them. They might have a solution to it, but we're not doing anything else and we need to empty our hand for the Ox anyway. They missed a land drop. They might not be able to Blood Chief's Thirst this before they take a few lightning bolts to the face. Could be fun. Could be enjoyable. Okay, they also play blue. They are they're really touching their lands here. What's going on? What you up to over there? What are you doing? Okay, we're activating field now. Change our mind. Okay. Bolt your face. Threaten to ultimate. So we want to leave up a Soul Seer for the Crawling Barrens. I guess we can also Valakut Awakening here and draw some cards. So I'm just going to say go. We're going to hold. All right, in response, tap this for red and 2 others. So we're still going to have 4 mana available. Let's cast Valakut Awakening. Let's put away... I guess if they power up the Barrens here, the Prophecy will do the job, and it might draw us another card. So let's put away the Soul Seer. Get some freshies. Fetch red. Because that's what we are. We're big red. Yeah, this looks like Dimir control, and I completely kind of misjudged what I was playing against for a few minutes. So if they have to power up the Barrens to try to keep Ugin from ultimating, that's good. If they just have the Blood Chief's Thirst, that's not as good. That's a little bit sadder. Quite a bit sadder. Now we need to keep them under pressure. They did miss some land earlier, so we're just going to keep running out stuff. Oh, and by the way, their Field of Ruin's not there anymore. That's nice. We could Ox now. Let's Ox now. 3 fresh cards, and it resolves. Eight cards in graveyard, so if they kill this Ox, we can Ox again. Extinction event. Unfortunate that we didn't have a Fire Prophecy to kill our own Ox, but there you go. 1 Ox is gone. Come on, deck. You're clowning me. You're actively messing with me now. Here's Bonesies. This time, go ahead. Kill it. I will take 2 and kill it myself. We're getting into range. We are in range. They're at 10 for Crackle with Power. All right, there we go. I wasn't joking. Like, this is the play. This is the play. We get this into our graveyard so Ox can come back, and we turn our Soul Seer into potentially... I was going to say into a better card. I'm glad I added potentially. Shuffler is fine. Do we hit him with the Barons? Let's run out the Solemn. Saw it coming, huh? You're scared? You're scared now? All right, I'll take 3. I don't think it matters. We'll bring you back. Soul Seers are us. But this is good. This can kill the Ox in response to an exile effect. Oh, are we going to Yorion? Yes, we are. Love it. Let's let them make their decisions before we kill it with the Soul Seer. They never expect the 4th Soul Seer. It's always worth waiting until they've made their scry decision, because they might be counting on the Yorion to live with some of the decisions that they make. You never know. Where are you going? I don't think you were dead. Might have dropped you to 1. Some people just can't handle their Yorion being soul seared. Trying to be a top 400 mono red gamer, but not the mono red your daddy uses. No, this is a slower, more control-y red. God, the colorless lands keep getting me, but I guess we have 2 red sources here between the smashing and the mountain. All right, we'll try it. We could draw an Ugin and a red source, and life could be grand. And we have Ox if all else goes astray. And we do have an early removal spell in the Fire Prophecy. This is mono red. No, no. 2 Oxes are not. No. I guess I don't want to take the risk of having to pay 3 life for this later, even though it looks like my hand might be too slow. Okay, maybe another big red gamer. Who knows? Go ahead, stomp my face. Do it. Maybe they think we are mono red, so they have to save their stomp. All right. Hardened in the Forge is here. Let's try to fix that. We can put away an Ox because there's no reason to have 2 in your hand. Ever. Because 1 just ends up getting discarded anyway. All right. I guess now we are Maze Mind Toming. Come on, let's find Ugin. Oh god. Let's find Ugin, please. Let's not get Embercleave just right now. Come on. Oh no. Oh, Mono Red's doing the thing. The double Annex draw. And I thought we had solved our problems. So Shatter Skull smashing kind of leaves us where we were before. I guess, wait, we can Ironcrag Feet, right? So that's 7 mana, so that's a 5-point smash. Okay, so we can solve a lot of our problems. I guess we keep. Wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but it is a play we can make. I wish we kept this first one. I didn't know I was going to draw all land, but there you go. One, two, three for sure. That leaves 2 mana to draw with Tome, but I think we want to make sure we kill something else as well. We'll just run it all since we can't do it all. This is going to make a token. If we kill this, it makes another token, so they end up with 3 tokens. If we kill this, they end up with 2. Hopefully they don't have another Fervent Champion. Too bad we can't distribute it among 3 targets, but that's not legal according to the rules of the card. So the next card we want to draw is what? Well, I don't really want to play an Ox. They're just going to Bone Crush it. So here comes Robber to steal something sweet. Should we look and see what it is? I mean, if they steal a Bone Crusher Giant, we just lose. We lose on the spot. Okay, nice draw. Opponent with a big hand. Big strong hand over here from the opponent. We need a removal spell. We need a removal spell. You're not a removal spell. Are you 6, 7? Yeah, let's go for better. I'd rather play an Ox than that. Nice, another land. God, we flooded so hard. Like, brutally. A brutal flooding. That's what we did here today. If I had kept the other smashing, I guess from now on I'm just keeping smashings till the end. Till the end, man. Yeah, like I said, that's really good. That's really good. Oh, Mono Red, I hate you so much. Just pass the turn, you scumbag. What are you gonna do? Move your Embercleave? Nice, another land. Cool. We can gain 4 life. And I guess we need to draw a card anyway, because what we have isn't gonna do it. Spikefield Hazard. So we can kill the Robber. It's not good enough, though. Yeah, we're still exactly dead. I guess we can see if the opponent moves the cleave, we lose anyway because we can't target this without it hurting. So that's game. Grr, hate it. That was a nasty flood, but I guess if we could do something different, we'd go back and never play that first Shatterskull Smashing. We failed at being top 400 Mythic Gamer. Now we're going to try top 500. No companion. So opponent is probably aggro, so 2 Fire Prophecies is probably better than most hands we've had against aggro so far. I'm not playing it. I'm not playing that smashing. It cost me last time. Absolutely punished me. I'm going to try to learn a lesson and never play this until I have to. And if I pay 3 life, I pay 3 life. Oh, God. Rogues? Are you companionless rogues? Of course you are. Rogues has no friends. Could also be control, and then I'll really wish I'd played this tome. All right, we're going for the tome. If it's an Erebos' Intervention, I'm done. I only get punished today. I only get punished. I used up all my good fortune in the first game, and now every decision I make will be punished by the shuffler. Will be punished by the gods of the arena. All right, so against rogues, I don't think I want the life. I think I need to draw all the cards I can. Biblioplex, yeah. So I'm gonna try to hold this and use it to draw cards. Could have gone for the smashing here. I think it's more important to kill the thief. And I think Solemn is just too slow. We need cheaper interaction, so I'm going to put it away. Like, ramping up isn't that important. The game does tend to go several turns as long as we're killing their creatures, but we can't just lose to their creatures. We can't lose to Thieves Guild Enforcer, you know? Oh yeah, play them out. 7. Not 8, though. I might be able to kill this before they can draw a card. That would be huge. Because every card matters. And they don't appear to have another Enforcer. Let's put that to the test, though. Priority check. I think that was clean. Kill him. Drop the rocks on him. Son of a... Well, would I have done that anyway to get rid of the Windrobber? Maybe, probably. Screw you, rogues. Screw you. Die a hideous death. Oh, that's not a good draw. But we can put it away with the prophecy. All right. Let's start drawing off this tome. Fetching now, not holding for a crab. Impatient, or do they have a purpose? They probably run Zareth, right? And they want this Ugin. Is there anything I can do about that? I can shoot the Windrobber with the prophecy and try to block the... No, I can't. Yeah, I think we're just cold to a Zareth here, unless we draw Soulseer. So let's see. Let's see if we can draw a Soulseer before we commit this. Well, I guess if we're drawing a card anyway, here's what we need to do. We need to draw with the Fire Prophecy, so we're going to scry first for the Soulseer. Then we do this, giving ourselves another look. Never mind. Opponent shuts down the party. Ooh! There you go. Thank you, opponent. Ox located. Ox located. So if one of those cards is a Zareth, we kind of beat it. We beat it to the party. All right. All the cards, all the permanents. We want to hit all the permanents. If they're not running Lurrus, they're probably running Zareth. That's a good way to look at it. Giving them a Solomon Amazemind Tome to hit isn't fun either, but there you go. Oh, don't tell me you also have Drown in the Loch. Man. I am so annoyed. I guess we'll see if we hit a land here. On the bright side, they don't have Zareth. So that's good. We played around it, but it is the disaster scenario, so I'm not mad about it. 8 cards. Not enough. We could use a Field of Ruin to make it enough, but we could also deploy some of our hand. The tomes are a lot of cards over time. This also fixes mana and can block the Enforcer. Let's try it. Another counter from the opponent, or is it just the Windrobber? Nothing but the wind. They just keep on coming, don't they? All right. No hold back. Another one. They must have just drawn it. So the other card that didn't counter the Solemn and didn't remove the Solemn is here. So what is this card? What is this card? I don't know. Hello. Nice. Nice. If they top deck a Drown in the Loch, I'm gonna cry, but since the odds of that are very low, they're gonna mill the hell out of me, but then they're going to get Ugin'd. Alright, am I dead next turn? I guess I better scry, just in case they top deck Drown in the Loch with their Wind Robber. It's fine. Feet. Ugin. Oops. Say goodbye. Now they draw. They're gonna feel bad if that's a Drown. It's not a creature, there was no stick. I'm gonna hold, I guess. I think I learned that lesson. 17 cards. Alright. Can Ugin and squad close it out? Okay. I guess you could also give up. That's fine. Yeah, boy. Top 500. Crackle with power. Big Ugin red. We weren't worthy of being top 400 before. Can we do it this time? We are up against Lurrus. It might be rogues. Let's dance. All right. No stick, no enforcer. You love to see it. Unfortunately, what you don't love to see is something with 3 toughness, but I guess we have Prophecy ready. Maybe Mono Black Lurrus. That, I think, is a matchup we want. We are actively cool with that. By the way, the amount of Crawling Barons I seem to be drawing in these games is insane, considering I haven't actually had to use them. Maybe you need to go down to 1. Crawling Barons is one of my favorite reasons to play the deck, but it's doing nothing. It's really doing nothing. They could have another Valky, so I think we hold this Prophecy. Maybe we just play Tome and take the damage and just set up instead. If they made me discard the Tome, I would hate that. Having the Tome on the battlefield, they can't really interact with. Like, we're in no rush at this point. If the opponent powers up this giant and attacks, and then we kill it, we end up taking 6, but I'm okay with that. Because it took their whole turn. Uh-huh. You got me. So Rakdos. Rakdos Lurrus with Valky. I don't know. They did nothing. Very confused. They didn't even try to make this into a Bone Crusher Giant on end step. If they had, I would have responded by killing it, but they didn't use their mana for the full turn cycle, which is weird. I mean, I'm perfectly happy to take some damage and draw some cards, because I don't think they can race me. They don't seem like a very aggressive deck. Yeah, they're just grabbing cards here, cards there. I can do that. All right, we've got a Field of Ruin. We could go after this because they might not have a mountain in the deck. But we don't need to do it now. We can wait. Let me get this on the battlefield, though. If I'm going to discard a land, I'd rather not discard the field. Patience, patience. Kite Sail Freebooter. Well, that's a good target for the Fire Prophecy. I think they would take the Fire Prophecy, so we'll let them put that on the stack. Actually, we can do this, right? Can go here. And then what are we putting away? A Soul Seer? Anything? Okay, they've got some shenanigans. Village Rites, sure. So now we have our Bone Crusher Giant. which they can't take with the Kitesail freebooter, and it will remove the freebooter later. This might be a deck that I played. It's been a few months now, but it was a Valky mono black Luris deck. It did run freebooter. I'm trying to remember all the other cards I had in it. When you play a deck every day, sometimes you even forget what you've done. I'm confident there was a lot of, like, get your stuff back from the graveyard, a lot of Call the Death Dweller type shenanigans. All right, we are finding all the removal. Feels good. The opponent took the smashing. Interesting. Acquisitions expert. All right. They're really going to try to make me discard a lot of cards, huh? And this is a pirate. Let's draw first. Inform our decision here. What do we reveal to them? I think it's a Soul Seer. We could also discard the Ox. Like, I want to play all these cards before I bring the Ox back anyway. So yeah, you get the escape card. Might have a Village Rites here, but they're not going to tap out if they do have one. So we may as well prevent a damage by doing it now. Plumb the Forbidden. Okay, that's a new card. And they didn't get rid of the Expert, which is interesting. You'd think the Expert would be better off as a card now that it's just a 1/2. And they pay 3 life, and if they just hold it open... Okay, Hateful Eidolon. They just gave me the smashing, though. Interesting. Excuse me. I think I'd rather do this now, and then when the opponent plays the Luris, like having the instant speed removal is more important. Actually, you know what? I don't even care about this Expert or this Eidolon very much. I think we just pass instead. Like, we could kill something now. All right, like, if I kill the Eidolon now, then the Bone Crusher Giant is a 4/3, but they just end up using, like, various cards to bring it back, right? And the priority is to make sure that Luris doesn't live. And we're gaining life. Like, this is an insignificant clock. So if I'm instead doing things like drawing cards and pumping with Barons and getting ready for Ugin, that's so much better than removing their creatures with my mana when they're just going to come back and they're not doing anything anyway. Inform our decision with the draw. Okay. What do we show them? I'm going to show them the Soul Seer. It's a very expensive way to do it anyway. Okay, not even attacking with the Eidolon. Interesting. Alright, I'm going after their pathway, just in case they don't run a mountain, and they were relying on this to cast a Valky in the late game. And then we're going to use the 2 remaining mana to try to target the Expert, I guess. I know I just didn't target the Expert, but I got nothing else going on. Is there going to be anything with 3 toughness? I don't think so. So we may as well go for the Prophecy. Should have cleared the mana first. Just in case they're going to do Plum and then do something else with the 2 mana. Yeah, that was an oops. I thought I had cleared the lands and I hadn't. Endless draw over there, though, is making me jealous. Jesus. Alright, where's Ugin? Not here. I think they're going to bring these back. So, just gonna do a little of this and a little of that. But we're getting to where we can Ox. It's getting close. We're at 6. So we block the 2-coster because of Call of the Death Dweller and Agadeem's Awakening. And they've already got a number of 2s down there that are very redundant. We hold this for what they bring back. Here's Lurie. So they probably have a call to bring back Lurie as well. Frustrating. Booter. Booter takes the Seer or the Shatter, so I guess what we're going to do is kill the Booter. I'm just going to do it now. All right, no Village Rites, that's nice. We also have Crackle with Power in the deck that's getting close to lethal. Like if we attack with a Bone Crusher and they don't block with Aluris, for example. So they're sitting on priority, so they have another 1-drop they can play, but it wasn't an instant. It's interesting. Interesting situation. All right, what's the next card they're going to make me discard is the Smashing. So should I kill multiple things now? They have other 1-drops, so they can get back a 5/5 if I kill this, but I also don't want them to gain the life. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Giant. Okay. Or we could hold up the Smashing, which I think is smart, because otherwise they'll make me discard it. Okay. They don't want to play anymore. I mean, I figured that we were going to just be in for an endless loop of reoccurring kitty cats, but I think holding up Soulseer probably scared them. I don't know. We have a lot of good draws. Crackle with Power and Ugin are still in the deck. We're about to hit 7 cards with the Shatter, 8 cards with the Seer, 9 cards if a Giant dies, so we can bring back Ox and go find them. I think the opponent just decided they couldn't win this one. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and let's check the stats powered by MTG Assistant, which is a download link in the description. It does support the channel, and my stats say that this is a 4-3, 57% win rate killer. Yeah, if this is a 50-50 deck, I'm pretty happy with it, because quite honestly, I didn't expect it to go that well, and I'm happy with the result. And I think in my heart, as much as I enjoy a lot of the things about this deck, I think it's closer to a play queue deck than a ranked deck, but it did hold its own, which is great to see. And I think people who want to revise the archetype and play it more, this is a good shell to start with, and maybe you can find a way to increase the matchups against everything but Sultai to a point where the deck is worth playing, because it would only then have a terrible matchup against Sultai. I don't think you can fix the Sultai matchup. I don't think that against good Sultai players you'll be able to win very often with the deck, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a way to ramp to the big Crackles with Power and get the job done. Maybe some early aggression from a Robber of the Rich would get the extra points in that you need. I don't know. I'm just spitballing now, but for me, it's a deck I revisit every now and then, have a good time with, and then come back to about once every month or two. And I wouldn't consider it a tier deck until it can be proven otherwise. I was really grateful that we got to have fun today, including the Crackle with Power on the Brash Taunter in the very first game. Something that I thought would be a fun meme if I pulled it off, but would never actually happen. So I had a good time playing red, mono red. Weird, I know. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.